Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. We are finally on the third shelf of what's in my tarot cabinet. This is the bottom shelf. There's nowhere to go after this. This is it. So I am going to show you the decks that I have on my last shelf, which is kind of a hodgepodge, I guess, a mixture. And I have them in like little totes because I can't see all the way in the back of this shelf. This way I can just pull the tote out to grab a deck. I'm going to try to wrap this up in 2 episodes, which will finish out this month. And then I did speak all the way back in episode 1, part 1, that I have a bookshelf that has the rest of my decks on there. And I think I'm going to show those, but not till sometime after the first of the year and after I do some other style videos. So I'm going to go through 2 boxes today. And the first box I consider my affirmation decks and like healing oracles. So the first affirmation style oracle is the Spiritual AF 99 inspirational cards for people who effing need some inspiration. So if you don't like curse words, this deck is definitely not for you. If you don't like to see curse words on screen, this deck is definitely not for you. I really like it. I have fun with this. My family has fun with this. I think I spoke before, like when I first started my channel, that I kind of had a practice where every Friday, me, my teenage son, and my husband would pull a card from this deck to see what our coming week was going to entail. And that was fun. We did that for quite some time. But I really like this deck. And the curse words don't bother me. But I do know that they bother some people. So if that's not your thing, I get it. Another in your face, tell it like it is the Rebel deck, the Oracle. And I actually have the expansion to this coming. This is another one that tells you like it is. So if you don't like curse words, you know, fast forward. But it has the thing on the I guess, like affirmation or whatever you want to call that on the front, and then the little write-up on the back. And this is another one I love. This is newer though. I've only had this a few months. But you know what? This is how I feel about this. Sometimes you really do need these in your face, look, straighten your ass up messages. I really do feel that. That's why the Spiritual AF and this one is a favorite, because I like that. It's like having that friend that's going to go, okay, look, we've heard you whining enough. Okay, come on. We're going to figure out a solution to this problem and move on. That's kind of how I see these straight to the point style affirmation decks. And I can't wait for the expansion to come. The next one I have is Affirmators. 50 affirmation cards to help you help yourself without the self-helpiness. I like these. I think they're cute. I don't use these that often for myself though. What I really do is I use these for clients, and in my little private group that I have with clients, I sometimes pull these out and use these in there and post. So yeah, I don't use these, like I said, for myself. There's other ones that I prefer more. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, someone has been in my cabinet, you know, mixing up all my decks. But this is one's been around for a while. I think everybody has pretty much seen it. The next one that is more of a newer in my collection, maybe the beginning of this year, end of last year, somewhere in there, Raise Your Vibration by Kyle Gray. I was going to say by Kyle Oracle. I am not with it today. Jeez. I've used this one a little bit. I kind of like this one. It's all, you know, light. Light attracts light kind of energy to it. Oh my God, it sticks together, which drives me crazy. But I use my affirmation decks kind of sparingly. Sometimes I throw them on at the end of a reading for a client. Sometimes I just need that pick me up, that boost, and that's kind of when I pull them out. So they don't see a lot of use, except those ones I showed in the beginning, the Sassy, the Rebel deck, and the Spiritual AF. The next one I really do like, and this is the Self-Care Wisdom Cards by Cheryl Richardson. This is another Hay House. I really do enjoy these. There's no guidebook with this. My clients really like this one also, and it just has your single, okay, let's try this again. It just has your single keyword on the front and then the small little write-up on the back. And I use these ones quite often. So, and I really do like them. I did a whole month of gratitude and things like that. And we worked on some self-care, and I used these cards for those messages. But the images are really cute and sweet on here. So yeah, I really like this one. Another one that I think is really good is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle by Jill Pyle. The guidebook has a journal prompt in it also, and a mantra. So I like that. And when I, sometimes I will add these on. Sometimes I will add these on to the end of my energy readings for clients, and they seem to like them really well. So I like the rainbow colors, the pastel rainbow colors in here. I think it's a sweet deck. I used this for myself also for a couple months, but yeah. I don't have much to say about like the affirmation style or self-care style decks. Another affirmation deck is The Universe Has Your Back. I don't know how I feel about this one. I do like a lot of the cards. There's only a few that I don't. But I don't pull this one that often. This is really centered around love. Not like love of a partner. There's a lot of love cards in here. And sometimes I need more than that. So I think maybe that's why I don't choose this one. When I got it, it was great. I used it all the time. And then I just think I grew out of it, maybe. Maybe that's the right word. I am love, and miracles are natural. I am the loving energy of the universe. There's a lot of love. When I'm in alignment with love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. I think that's my issue. There's just too much of that. So when I look for an affirmation deck or something, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. So she has other ones, and I had thought about picking them up, but then I got so where I wasn't using this one, I just figured maybe the other ones were too similar to this, and I didn't want any more decks that were all about just focus on the love, love, love. So if you have her other, I know she has Spirit Junkie, and I can't remember the other one. If you have those, are those the same as this, where it's all the universe loves you, focus on love and you'll receive peace, you know, that kind of stuff? Because if that's it, I'm passing on this. So let me know in the comments. This one is really fun. I do really like this one. The Pixiekins Daily Inspiration Deck by Paulina Cassidy. I think this one is sweet. I've used this one for myself a lot. I like the little messages on here too. And with these little characters and the names, I don't know. I think it's super, super sweet. And I like her artwork anyway. So this is one of my heavily used affirmation decks because it's a really good one. Let me see, how many cards is in here? 72. There's 72 cards, so it's a big one. Also, no guidebook. It's just, you know, what's on the card. That's it. But it's just so sweet. Oh, this is that doesn't go there. So this would rank, I think, in my top 3 of my affirmation decks. The Cosmic Journey Oracle, 55 card deck and journaling guidebook by Yannick Silver. Maybe I could pronounce it 6 different ways. We'll see. It has a pretty chunky little white book. I used it for the journaling purposes of it. That's really what I used it for. And I have not pulled this out in a long time. I even had purchased the Cosmic Journey book, journal book. You know what it put me? I'll tell you exactly what it put me in mind of. You know those Wreck This Book? I think that's what they were called. Wreck This Journal books, where it would give you prompts to do on the page, smush something on this page, rub a little dirt on it, those kind of things. That's kind of what the Cosmic Journey journal put me in mind of. Is this upside down? Well, it's upside down. The hero of your cosmic journey, the activated ally. Some of them I had to go to the guidebook for, you know, right into this reality. So it's really great, I think, for journaling or to get some journaling going and then pull some tarot around it, something along those lines. But I don't use it that often. I used it quite a bit when I first got it, and to be honest, I don't think I've touched it since. To be enlightened, lighten up. I like that one. There are no wrong turns. I really like that one. And your words create your worlds. Love that one. So there's some really good ones in here. But like I said, I haven't used it hardly at all lately. The last 4 or 5 oracles in this box. Oh no, wait. I have one more affirmation style. Let me do this one. The Wild Offering Oracle, a 52 card deck on Giving It All to God by Tasha Silver. I don't have issues with God or that. What is happening here? Okay. I don't have issues with that. This one is another one that I used more for clients. And clients that I know some of their background as far as some of their beliefs and things like that. Those are the clients that I used this on, and I used it very sparingly. And I have not used it for myself at all. Not at all. It was, I can't even remember why I picked this up, but it's just okay. That's all I can say about it. It's okay. If I was ever going to declutter any of my decks, I would probably let this one go, I'll be honest, because I don't use it. But like I said, I pull it out sometime for clients. So that's why I keep it. But yeah, not for me. I have 4 what I consider like healing messages, or at least that's the category I lumped them into because I didn't know where else to put them. So first we're going to do the Mystical Healing Reading cards. I used this one quite a bit. This is Rockpool when I first got it by Ina Siegel. How many cards is this? I'm sure it's only 40 some. Oh no, I'm sorry, 36. I should have known. It's only 36 cards. These cards are beautiful. The images are stunning. The distressed collage, antique style vibe. You know, I've said it in other decks. It's really my thing. And I think that's why I was drawn to it. This deck was spot on for me when I was using it when I first got it. And I really do like it. I just haven't used it recently. But this was kind of my go-to, like when I wanted a healing type message, or yeah, I guess I'll just stick with that, with a healing message. But I haven't used it, not at all, in the past year. But I've been focusing on new decks this past year too. But it's beautiful. Just not enough cards. I already went down that whole thing when I did my oracles about they've no more oracles that are under 40 plus cards. No more. This is the Lantern Oracle by Angelina Mirabito. So this oracle I use, oh my gosh, I don't use that often. This oracle is intense for me. It brings up a lot of stuff. This is a very, very shadow-driven oracle for me. It is 44 cards. It has like 3 kind of categories: Maiden, Mothers, Guardians. Oh, 4, I'm sorry. And Crone. A powerful deck for clarity, growth, assistance, and healing. But yeah, it was intense when I worked with this deck for a few months when I got it, and I had to put it away. It was a lot. So if anyone else has this deck, is that how it comes across for you? I mean, maybe it was just me at my time of life that I got it, and that's why the readings were so intense. But it's a lot. It's lovely though. So I would never get rid of this one. This one is really good. My next deck is Into the Lonely Woods. I stuck it here by Lucy Cavendish and Dan May. I stuck it with my healing category because this deck just was really gentle for me when I worked with it. It only has 45 cards. It's on that matte cardstock. I believe I got this off of Llewellyn. It's just so sweet. It's just so sweet. I worked with it, I think, 2 months straight. And it was exactly the messages that I needed to hear. But then when I tried to go any longer than that, I just kind of felt like I was done with it for the time being. But this is one I would come back to. These creatures, oh my God, they're just so adorable. But it is very gentle, sweet, like I said. And it has that real, healing vibe to it also. The last oracle in this box before we move on to the next is the Shamanic Healing Oracle Cards by Michelle Batuza, I think is how you say the name. Okay, so first of all, if you have this oracle, please help me. Please help me and tell me how the heck to work this oracle into my practice. There's only 44 cards in this deck. This deck is different. It is way far out of the boundaries of my aesthetic. This is another one that I was swayed from watching videos and hearing other people talk about this deck. But I'd like to know more. I'd really like to know more of how people incorporate this into their practice. I mean, it just has single key words on it. I guess I could really just put it with my other oracles and just go by the key words on here. I don't know why I have a block and an aversion to working with this deck, but I do, because I have tried a few times. But every single time I have thought about decluttering it or moving it on, something inside me says, no, not yet. So I definitely feel my work isn't done with this deck. I just need to figure out what my work is with this deck. Somebody help me. Tell me, Carrie, this is what your work is with this deck. And it'll tell you this. I'm just goofing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because it's so far out of my comfort zone with the darkness of it and everything. Maybe I haven't found the right tarot to pair it with, or the right reason or season to work with it. Maybe that's my issue. I don't know. But yeah, please, if you have this, if you do, tell me how you're using it. Tell me what you're doing, what kind of readings you're doing with it. Tell me what decks you like to pair it with. I would really like to know. Okay, the second box I'm going to go through today is my astrology, moon decks, and crystal decks. So the first one is the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck by Lily Ashwell. And I use this only as a reference deck. My deck has completely warped like this. And I don't know why. I, honest to God, don't know why. It sits in its box. It's not in a bag or anything. It sits in its box. And the cards are completely warped on it. So I'm not happy about that. But at the same time, I only use this as a reference deck. I don't really read with it. If anybody else has this deck, did yours warp also? I'd really like to know that, because I only get it out, like I said, when I want to see things on the table, you know, like people's charts, I guess, a little bit on the table. Well, I did that for, you know, my son and my husband when I had got their charts done. But yeah, so I don't use it at all. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that the whole entire deck warped like this. My next astrology deck is the Herbal Astrology Oracle by Adriana Ayales. I don't know. 55 card deck and guidebook. This is Hay House. I was using this after I got it, where I was pulling a card from it for each month. and it was pretty accurate. It was pretty encompassed the energy of the month very well, and I really liked working with it that way. And I haven't figured out any other way to work with it yet. So I know a lot of people picked up this deck, at least that's what it seemed like on TarotTube. So if you have it, how are you working with it? Give me some other ideas of how to use this, because I'd really like to know. Another way I am planning on using it is for the plant association in magic rituals, to take the place of the actual plant, because my magic centers all around tarot cards, using tarot cards, oracle cards as my magical tool. So I plan on integrating this into that in case I, don't have the ingredient or whatever, and use this as a substitution. I thought about that. But other than that, I don't know what to do with it. Because I don't do any astrology work besides, like I said, I was pulling it to get some energy for the month for myself. But yeah, I'd really like to know how others are using this deck. And see, this was in the same exact box as that one, and this one isn't warped at all. The next astrology deck is a 56 card deck by Heather Rowan Robbins, Starcodes, Astro Oracle. I think this one a lot of people picked up. This is Hay House, right? Yes, Hay House. I like this one. And I kind of got it just for study purposes, really. But I think I would like to use it in some different way. So for those that have the astrology background, because I don't, let me know how you use this, or an easy way that I could incorporate this into, I don't know, maybe monthly, or doing some sort of readings with it. I'm really curious to know any of these astrology decks, which would be a good way, a beneficial way to use them. Because like I said, I'm just using them to, whatever, see where, what house my energy is in for the month. I was kind of using it for that. But yeah, I would like to utilize it more. This is so pretty for just being an astrology deck. It really, really is. So let me know how you use it. Next, I'm going to show you my moon decks. And the first one is Moonology. I think everybody has this deck. This is another one. It's just really a reference deck. That's all I use it for. I don't use it as an oracle to read with. I just use it for the moon phases, what sign they're in, and then I read the guidebook from it. That's it. I have used it as a placement card during a ritual or whatever. I've used it that way, but I don't do any kind of readings with it. It's just basic. And you know what? It's okay. I don't feel I need to declutter it because that's the only way I'm using it. It's a good reference deck for me, and I like that. And that's all it's used for. My new Moonology deck is the Moonology Manifestation Cards. I haven't even used this one yet. Can't even tell you how it works for me. But I did want to kind of use it for manifestation purposes during certain moon phases. That was my theory. But I haven't done any more than just looking through this deck. So I can't even comment that much about it because I haven't read the guidebook or anything, because I've let my moon practice just fall to the wayside because it got tedious. It got tedious and boring. It did. And so I need to reinvigorate it and do something else. when it comes to my moon practice. So I think I'm going to try to maybe incorporate this deck in a little bit more and see if I can get myself back on track with the moon practice. My next moon deck is the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. This is my favorite. This has, does it say? This has 44 cards in it. I really like this one. This one I use a little bit more oracle style and not just for the phases, the moon phases that are on it. It's so pretty. I know I say that a lot, but sorry, it is. I have pulled cards out of here according to the moon phases and seen what was on there, but I use this more oracle style when I'm doing moon readings. Whoops, that went flying. I think everybody's seen this one before. So again, I'm going to say to you, if you have any of these moon decks, how are you using them? How are you incorporating them into your practice? Please share with me in the comments. I'd really like to know so I can get more use out of them, or add something to my moon practice, or add something to astrology every month, something along those lines. So please, please share in the comments. What are your secrets? Tell them all to me. That's what I want to know. Okay. This is a new one I got. This was gifted to me this year, which is Moon Magick by Flavia, Kate Peters, and Barbara Mecklejohn Free. This is so pretty. Wait, how would it go? Do we go this way? This way. And I got this, and I looked through it, and I pulled some cards with it 1 month. And then I kind of stepped away from doing moon magic and that. But I am going to get back into that. And I think this deck would be wonderful for that. This, I think I showed this briefly, maybe. The guidebook, it has moon guidance, and then it has moon magic. So when to do it, like on a full or dark moon, the goddess energy, powers, and a ritual. So it does have that with each of the cards. So I think, you know, it'll be fun, whatever, to use and see how I can incorporate that in to a little bit of moon magic. Now, her face looks cartoonish compared to the other face. I just happened to notice that, but yes. Very pretty. And the backs are gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I don't really care about the backs of cards, but those are beautiful. So the next deck I have in here is my very first runes deck. And this is the deck I picked up very, very inexpensive off of Llewellyn during one of their sales, just to see if I even wanted to try to work with the runes. I don't have a really good connection with runes just yet. But I'm not giving up on it. I did pick up, I think it's in my other box, the Witch's Familiar runes from Hay House. So, because I don't know, these images are just, they're okay for me, but it served its purpose, and that's all I needed it to do, was to get me introduced to runes. The last 3 decks in this box are crystals, and I don't read with my crystal decks as in shuffle them up and read them like an oracle. I don't use them that way. I use them for reference. I use these decks for reference. I use them for placeholders in magical workings. I put them on my magical space, altar, sacred space, whatever you want to call it. This is my newer one. This is Daily Crystal Inspirations. This is Hay House by Heather Askinosi. Man, I am horrible with names. I picked this one up because it had more crystals in it than the other two decks that I have. And I don't think I need any more crystal decks. 3, I think, is plenty. This gives me a nice selection of crystals to use if I need them for, like I said, a placeholder during my magical workings. Nice little reference or book with the guidebook if I wanted to, you know, go to that. I have a couple crystal books too, but sometimes you just want something quicker. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it because that's all this deck is. Oh, I will say about the guidebook. So let's look at Unikite. Maybe. Okay, so we have Unikite. It says, live in the now. Then it gives you a little bit of write-up on that. Then it gives you core questions to ask yourself. So I guess you could use this one like for guidance. Where's your mind right now? Wishing you could change the past, worrying about the future, or being present? What are you most grateful for right now? Crystal action. There's an affirmation. I live in the now. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for in this present moment. So this is a nice one. This is, like I said, the newer one. The next one I have is Crystal Intentions Oracle Guidance and Affirmations by Margaret Ann Lembo. And this has a little guidebook also, but it has more written on the card. So this one is broken into categories. And it goes by, I think, the color. Yeah, the color on the back. So you have love, friendship, and romance, health and well-being, money, creativity, and motivation, focus, safety, and protection, happiness and self-confidence, and then intuition, spirit, communication. So it's broken down for what crystal is, you know, good for what. And it has, like I said, this, the little thing at the top. It is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. So these are like affirmations at the top. Then speak the truth, listen well, have courage to say what you need to say, be heard, read between the lines. And then in here, let's see, Blue Lace Agate, it falls in the, oh, now see, my book's falling apart. It falls in the love, friendship, and romance category. And it says, improves your ability to communicate. Use it when you want to be heard and understood. It helps you listen more closely when others speak and to really understand them. It also helps you to develop the ability to read between the lines. And my page just randomly just fell out. So I'm going to have to glue those back in. This is old. I've had this one. I don't even know when this came out. I've had this one. It feels like forever. 2016. So I have had it forever. No wonder the book's fallen apart. But yeah, I had this one for a very, very, very long time. But it has nice affirmations on it. Like I said, I use it mostly for magical purposes or for reference. And the last deck for today is the Angel and Gemstone Guardian cards by Margaret Ann Lembo. There is no guidebook for this. This just has the write-up on the front and then the angel association on the back. These are not any angels like archangels, none of that. This is okay. I kind of just use it for the questions that are on the front. I don't know what else to say about it. So this one. Tiger's Eye. Are you envious of someone else's good fortune? Are others jealous of you? Replace jealousy with happiness for another's good fortune. Blessings are being received all around. Anyone can create the same blessings with true and pure intentions. And then you've got the angel of goodwill. I am sincerely happy for the blessings in the lives of others. It brings me great joy to see others experiencing happiness, and on and on. And I don't really use this that often anymore. I used it a lot in the beginning, but I actually prefer my other two crystal decks more than this one. This one, again, kind of just used in Magick if I can't find the crystal. So tell me, what decks do you have and work with that I showed today? And for the ones I said, please give me some inspiration on how to use those astrology decks or the Moonology or moon decks. I would really love to hear if you have those and how you incorporate them into your practice. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. And we have one more episode. One more episode and this tarot cabinet is done. Woohoo! I'm so happy about that. Until I see you next time. Bye.